All right, all right, all right. Hey guys, so it's been a minute. Ooh, let me grab this. So it's been a minute since I've been on my channel. I was moving, as you noticed, new garage, new table setup, everything's new. But we were moving, working on a bunch of stuff. So the past few months have been busy. So anyways, as I promised, I don't know, back in November or something like that, I was gonna do a Channellock video. Got everything set up here. And today we can talk about good old Channellocks. I don't know how well the lighting is, but I also have a laptop to help me stay on topic. So anyways, the Channellocks, they've been around since, I think, so the company was founded in 1886. The 440s, from what I'm seeing here, were from 1960s era. That's this design here. Now, a lot of the common use cases are like plumbing, electrical, automotive, farm. You have a lot of good case uses for this style plier. What makes them unique, I'll stand up and bring it to the camera. You got these grooves here. They're called tongue and groove pliers also. Channellock, tongue and groove, you get the idea. So this has been around for a while. And as many of you know, there's a lot of more modern takes on the pliers. And Channellock's even come out with their own upgraded version. And we'll get to each of these. Now, personally, I didn't really start using Channellocks a whole lot until more recently. I would say I would try to use other pliers, and I don't have any examples on the table here, but I try to use other pliers for different things. I don't know, I found that after I found this here in my old truck, I started using this more and more, and I started to realize there's a lot more uses for this. This is a much better setup than, say, a slip joint for a lot of things. So anyways, you don't want to use this necessarily for, here, let me move some things. Like, people will try to use this for everything, and you've seen this before in an original video. You can use it to turn a hex head, but it's just not as good as a wrench. I think I have a wrench right here, an adjustable wrench. So the issue with using this on a hex head is you have these teeth and they just don't grip as well as, say, a flat tooth wrench like so. Right? It just doesn't grip as well. That almost locks on compared to this. You have to really squeeze. But what makes this good, again, the coloration, it's an old pair. This is actually from, I think looking at the data, it was like from the late 60s, early 70s. These pliers specifically, they're very old. So they don't show up as well as that per se. But where these shine is you can use them on a hex head if you want to. You can grab something round and you can twist. And then there's other use cases. So like, say you got this little hose clamp here. You can grab, squeeze, twist. So they're just handy to have around. Now these are I hate to say it, but this design is fairly dated. And they come in all kinds of sizes. And we'll get to the newer designs here soon, but dated doesn't mean bad. I think everyone should have something like this in their toolbox. And yeah, so this is a 12-inch, and then you have other designs like this. It's a cam adjusting style. It's kind of different, kind of weird. You'll have things like 10-inchers. You'll have these itty-bitty ones. The Channellock actually makes a smaller one than this. Then you got some really big ones. And this design has been around for a while. I actually forgot to grab one, but if you look in my YouTube shorts somewhere, these little pliers are actually really handy for grabbing electrical connectors. I think they work better than some of the electrical pliers do. So you got those. And I think this going back to this cam one real fast, I think Snap-on makes one where it's like a 3-joint of this. And I think the original is like Johnson, I think. I don't remember. It's like Johnson, or I don't remember the brand name. Either way, I do actually like these. I'll use these more around the house than I'll use these, just because these just seem to fit in tighter spots, like on plumbing. I forgot these were still outside. So after I got, well, I started out with just these three first, right? Start out with those three. I eventually was doing research. I kept seeing things about these Kinipex pliers, but those are expensive. So I saw these, and these were really inexpensive. These are the grip lock pliers. And let me tell you, if you've never owned, let me back up. If all you've ever owned are like this style with the straight jaws, or even the non-locking V-jaw style, if all you ever had is these are a huge upgrade. So the way that those jaws there grab, I'm going to adjust it, probably right there. They literally lock up. Maybe one more up. So even on a hex head like that, it locks on to the point where you don't even have to apply pressure to the bottom as much. It's not going to do it on this one, is it? Oh, it still will. But you can literally put all the pressure on the one side, right? And I think these on Amazon are like 12, 13 bucks. They're very inexpensive and they're very useful. I was doing an oil change on my 2018 Ram, and any of you guys that own those and do the fuel filter changes, you have to take off that plastic cap for the fuel cartridge on the engine, inside the engine bay. I'm all stumbling through words right now. And I couldn't get it off. I was rounding it off with my sockets. And then I tried using a crescent wrench, like the little guards around it broke off. And I just kept rounding and rounding. I was able to get this on there, and I was able to break that loose, the plastic cap. I eventually replaced it. If you go online, you can find metal replacements for those. I recommend that. But this saved the day. If I didn't have this, I don't know if I would have gotten that oil change done. So it's not a need, but it's nice. With that, there's the Kinipex. The Kinipex is better. So the grip locks here, that's what these are called. They have like this half channel, so compare it to the original Channellocks. You got those grooves there. This has the half, and the thing is, a lot of people feel like these are going to break easier. I've put lots of torque on these things, those are sufficient. These little grooves here are sufficient. The problem with this compared to this is you can't adjust as fine as you can with these, right? So these lock on really well. And I've had these for a while now too. Yeah, see, once you get it on there right, same thing, it locks on its own. Just really good pliers. Honestly, and I hate that I'm saying this, if you have the choice and you have the money, get these over the other twos. I hate that I'm saying that because I really like Channellock as a brand, but this is superior to this, hands down. This is superior to this, hands down. Another feature that you might notice, I'm going to come around so I can get a little closer, show you the details. And this is maybe something to think about, right? So you got these, you have teeth on both sides, and that might be good for gripping in the reverse direction. That's the only downside to Kinipex, is you have these flats, and it makes it really great for that ratcheting motion, right? So you can turn, and then it smoothly, mostly, glides over so you can reset. Whereas this is going to be more prone, let me adjust it right, it's going to be more prone to grabbing. It's not going to do it right now, but it's a small detail. It's a small detail, but sometimes details like that matters. And maybe you want the better ability to grip in the opposite direction of what you're supposed to turn. It's all things to think about. This is 12 bucks. This is like 30 something dollars. Take your pick. Pick your poison. But with that being said, well, here, before I jump into that, Hart even makes their own version now. It's getting really popular, this design. And these were like on clearance, which is why I got them. And they're not, like, if you look at this, there's so much wobble there. But I mean, they get the job done too. Just little tiny pliers. And maybe if you're a DIYer, this is all you need right here, this little thing. But yeah, that's it for the non-Channellock brand, except this. I mean, this is a Crescent, but the rest of my stuff here is Channellock. Channellock recently, I think within the past few years, well, no, this is the upgraded design from an older version of this, but you got these speed grips here, and I gotta come around again, they got this crosshatch design. It's different, and it's pretty. I mean, this is smoothing out quite a bit because I've actually used the crap out of these, but it's pretty rough. It grabs really well. And then they also have the additional deburring edges here for, I guess, like conduit and stuff. Now, if I'm being honest, and Channellock, I love you, but this is not great for turning stuff, right? I mean, it will do it. Don't get me wrong. If this is all you have, it'll work. But I feel like this is better for turning than these are, especially when you're talking about round items. It won't even grab something that big, will it? Yeah, no, it won't. I mean, not a great example, but I don't think this is the best at turning, but it does have a really good feature, or a really good like reason. So this thing is better at grabbing items, whether it be like these little hose clamps here. Like, I mean, if you look at this, that's on there, right? It's on my finger, it's stuck. It's really good at manipulating. And that's where I think these shine, right? So you have, this is the 430X. And then you have the 428, yep, 428X. And honestly, if you're gonna pick one of these, I'd pick this, just because the smaller profile, kind of that Bulldogs type jaws there, they just get into spots better than the other one will. I think this is really good for hose clamps. It's really good for grabbing onto things and prying and pulling. It's just great. I think if you're going to add one of these speed grips, add this one for sure. But I ain't done. You have this, and I really like this. I actually, this became my truck pliers. I keep these in my pickup truck, and these I kept at work. So I'll come around again. I wish I had a better setup. I'm still adjusting to this garage, but you got some pretty gnarly jaws there. You got that locking shape. You have the push button. I forgot to mention with the other ones, but they have the same adjusting mechanism. This button here, it's a nice big fat button. And you have these grooves here. So they do have a different adjusting mechanism than what the Channellock has. Whether you like that or not, that's up to you. Also got this little American flag thing there. I think that's kind of nice. And then you got these comfort grips, really nice. And these things, they do grip. They grip really well. I'm gonna need to adjust it one more end to get it to lock. There you go. Nope. The handle, the bottom handle is just too heavy. It's just dragging itself down. But I feel like not enough people talk about these. They're made in America. These were like $32 versus this, I think, is like $35. So you get a 12-inch instead of a 10-inch for about 30 bucks. American made, lifetime warranty, comfort grip handles. It's really great. I don't know why people don't like this. Now I brought these here just as examples. I'll do their own videos. But the oil filter pliers also use that same mechanism as the grip locks. And then you do have some of that style plier for like the tongue and grooves that use this mechanism. So it automatically adjusts, and then as you squeeze, it locks in place. Like you got those teeth there. I don't have any pliers like that, so I'm using this as an example. And then the last thing I was going to cover, and again, I don't know why there's not more videos about this. I don't have to come to the camera to show you. But you got these 480s. And I know I know Kinipex makes a 22-inch version of this. But you got these, and use case for this, the only reason I think you need this is if you're turning really big pipe, or what I used these at work for was really big oil filters that not even these would grab. So you can see that, right? And those just aren't quite big enough for some of those filters I was dealing with at work. But this was able to grab nicely. I haven't had any other reasons to use this other than that, but it's still nice to have. Let's see what else I had written down. I think that's all I had. So yeah, guys, if you're in the market for a pair of tongue and groove pliers, you might not get these. Now, if you have one of these, great. And if you already have one of these and you're trying to save some good money, maybe get some grip locks. That would be the cheapest option. You get some locking style. If you need something for hose clamps, I'd recommend these. If you're wanting to spend some good quality money on some good quality tools, Kinipex for sure, really good. But if you're using this as a plumber or for maybe turning pins in an excavator, maybe get this. Or get that. And if you're really just trying to save some money, but you want that locking plier with the button adjustment, the Heart's not bad either. It's a little flimsy, but it gets the job done. All right. What else did I have written down? I think that was it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, leave a comment, share your thoughts. If you got any recommendations on any videos in the future, leave them in the comments down below. See ya.